So living full-time on the road does have its frustrations at times. I discovered that this is leaking. Now, I had that replaced in New Mexico because it was leaking, and at the time, being 1,000 miles away from home and my tools, I thought since they had to drop the drive line anyway, it would be prudent to have them go ahead and replace my U-joints, because the truck does have over 80,000 miles. Thinking that it was possible that I had a U-joint that was going bad, that was causing some vibration, and then having that seal go bad. So they replaced that all, and apparently it didn't solve the problem. Bonjour everybody. So here I am back again underneath my truck. So those that have been following the channel probably know that I've had some issues with the seal on my transfer case. And while we were in New Mexico, I paid somebody to replace it and the U-joints because the truck had 90,000 miles, thinking that that was going to solve my problem. And it did not. So when we got back to Smithfield, I took it upon myself to replace that seal, thinking maybe it had got caulked in there wrong or something. And again, it didn't solve my problem. So after doing some cleaning and watching really carefully, I have discovered that it's not the seal that's leaking. So in the machining process, when they create a yoke, there ends up being a hole in the back of the yoke. And the splines of the yoke, of course, are lubricated using the transmission fluid. Well, in this case, the transfer case fluid. But they put a plug in the back of that yoke in order to seal it off, and that's what's actually leaking. The easy way to take care of that is to clean it up really good and then dab a little black RTV around the outside of that plug where obviously it's been leaking, and that should seal it back up. So that's what I'm doing right now. So this is the seal right here that I've gone ahead and I had replaced and then I replaced. But again, right now, as you can see, it's dry, and yet I'm really wet down here, and you can probably see that it's been flinging fluid. And the plug, of course, is right here in the back of the yoke, and you're probably not going to see that. So again, today I'm going to clean this area up real good, and then I'm going to put a little RTV up in this area to try to seal that back up so I can eliminate this oily mess that I'm getting underneath my truck, which is, you know, a little bit frustrating. This would certainly be a lot easier if I had everything disassembled, but in order, of course, to do that, I actually have to press the U-joint back out and replace that U-joint again. And don't particularly want to do that. If I can get my hand in there and get the area cleaned up sufficient enough to then put that RTV in there and get it resolved. Oh, the joys of full-time living on the road. So I'm going to go get me a flashlight so I can see if I've got that area up in there cleaned up. I'm back with my light. And yeah, it looks pretty clean up in there. I'm going to put on some mechanics gloves in order to keep that nasty RTV stuff from imbuing into my skin. So what I'm going to use is some Permatex Ultra Black, and we'll be back. Okay everybody, so while I was under there coating the backside of that yoke, the battery died. So got that all done up, and we'll see if that's going to solve my problem. Stay tuned. So hey everybody, I'm doing this with my phone back here under the truck. It's been over 100 miles since I put that RTV on the back side of my yoke, we finally got the problem solved. So anyways, I thought I'd make a video about this for anybody else that may have similar issues. Thanks for watching.